Hey everybody, welcome to the team show here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. We are here ahead of round 15. It's time. We get another chance to reflect and review and move on and actually look ahead. Look ahead to Saturday afternoon. It's going to be Carlton and North Melbourne, as we're all aware. And we are here for the team show. Thursday, 19th of June, 2025. Got a lot to get through. We're going to speak to Marnie Cohen from Kanga TV today, 5:30 p.m.-ish. She's going to jump on. We've got two sets of giveaways to happen. The first one will be, once the teams are announced, I will be giving away the Corey Durden signed Guernsey. So you can enter up until about 6 p.m. I'll put the link in the chat a little bit later. Or if you want to become a member, you get free entry as it is. And then I've also got 4 tickets, level 2 medallion club levels, to give away to somebody. So that could take as little as 5 minutes. That could take as long as, I don't know, an hour and 45 minutes. It's going to be messy. But we're going to get through all of that. So yeah, welcome. Hello, Fermi. I did get the text from the club about redeeming the free ticket. It looks like the numbers that they're expecting are a little low at the moment. Maybe we can rally the troops, get a few more there. We're doing our best. We've got 4 tickets to give away here. Wayne, Matt, hello. Hello, Kate. Good morning. 31 degrees Celsius for you over there in the UK. Good to see you, mate. Rocco, Charles, hello, mate. Aaron, B, Lucinda, Damien, Adam, how am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm ready to move on, ready to get stuck into Saturday afternoon. Talk about North. Hello, Hyde. Alex, you are just outside Princess Park. What's happening there? Bugs Bell, good to see you. Hello. Hello, Lana. I was meant to call you earlier today, actually. I'll speak to you later. Logan, Slobbo. Oh, you heard my tapping? Whoops. Jay Baggers, no news, which is good news. Well, yeah. We have to replace Hudson O'Keefe. And I mean, we'll start that conversation shortly. But it looks like, from the reports that we've seen, that Charlie Curnow is going to be named and he's going to play. So Hudson's going to come out. So I guess the question is, who's coming in? Is it Lemmy, Young, Pito? That's the question. No need to give away the jumper. I can take it now if you like. Sure. I'll just cancel the raffle. If anybody wants to have a last minute entry, you're welcome to. Let me just put the link in here. So this is the link to enter Durden Guernsey giveaway. This is the link. $5 tickets. Selling $5 tickets. $5 tickets. I'm going to spin the wheel. After the teams are named, we'll do it all at the end. And then also, for those of you who don't have tickets for Saturday or would like Medallion Club tickets for Saturday, I've got 4 of them to give away. So we're doing our bit. Here we go. Hello, Luca. Logan, $42 tickets happening. Well, they've gone from $42 tickets to now they're doing the bring a mate for free. So they're doing their best down in the ticketing department. Hello, Susan. You have a runny nose. You better catch it. Oh no. Sorry. Oh dear. Oh, that's unk behavior. Oh boy. Hello, Christina Bomonati. Free $1 tickets. They're giving tickets away. Hello, Debbie. Driving to Mount Martha, won't be able to pick up the phone when you ring to say that you've won. You would love the tickets. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Alex, hey mate. Lou, Sandra, hello, Gisele. Luke Del Romano, Salamis this weekend. Will be supporting from home. Beautiful. Beautiful. CFC ahead. Michael, hey mate. Bugs Bell, Mopper, Mac. Good to see you, mate. Noses running your family too. Haha. Strength is coming in, apparently. I have seen a little bit of this online. I don't mind it. I don't mind Pito coming in and Tom having to help out in the forward line. If you were watching the Biased Footy Show last night, I was talking a bit about the reality of what's coming up for Carlton. I don't know if many of you are aware. We're actually it's a pretty cooked fixture if you look at it here. Check this out. Right? Check this out. I'm going to scroll as quickly as I can past what we've already seen this year. But so Saturday, 21st of June, right? Which is whatever, 6 days after the Eagles game. All good. But Saturday, 21st of June. Hang on, sorry. No, this is the way we look at it. So we've come out of the bye. We played on the 15th of June. 21st of June will be Saturday. And then 5 days later, on the 26th of June, will be the third game in 11 days. Right? So you would have to think they're going to have to be a bit strategic with how they do this. So that's why I don't mind Pito coming in. I want to, the last thing we need is Tom de Koning to go down now. I don't know about you lot. I wouldn't mind winning as many games as possible for the rest of eternity. So 3 games in 11 days is what's coming up. So I remember the last time we had something like this. Do you remember lockdown? I think it was 2020. We played 4 games in 13 days and just completely butchered the management. So, yeah. It'll be Young or Pito. Safe bets. Yeah, I think so. Hello, Craig. Good to see you, mate. Surely Harry Lemmy gets a debut. I'm not so convinced personally. Wouldn't mind if he did. I'd be excited for him, but have to win the game more than anything. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was a bad joke. Hey man, I'm mid-30s now. What do you want me to do? I can't be a cool youngster anymore. It's just sometimes you got to accept what you are, and I'm just not I'm not the cool up and coming star like you lot are. I'm sorry. The worst thing you can do is pretend to be something you're not. John, have I noticed how the media is abuzz with people talking up North? I have, and I get it, and I really do think North can win the game as well. They've been solid, they've been scrappy, they're competitive. I have no doubt they have improved. I think fair. Let the media think North are going to win. I still think Carlton will win. I just don't think we're going to be convincingly beating them. I don't think. In fact, I know from what I've seen, the team is not the type of team to just belt North Melbourne this week, or really, I think any team for the rest of the year. So I've kind of given up on that. Rhetoric of, oh well, if we're really serious, then we'll beat North by 100. I just can't see that happening. Would love to be wrong, but I don't think we've got the team that can do that right now. Scotty boy, how's the list going? Make sure you click your pen. You just made the list, Chris Jericho style. JM, you like my buzz? Thank you, mate. Got a fresh haircut and a fresh attitude this week. Bugs Bell, the fixture is the single biggest issue for you. How the fuck can a competition have so much unevenness in a fixture? Professionally unprofessional. Hey, we're the benefactors of the. We are the benefactors of the fixture this year. I would say Carlton is one of the few teams that really can't complain about the fixture. We have 3 games in 11 days, so that's tricky, but overall the fixture's pretty solid. Hello, Rob. How do I feel about Young coming in? My opinion, play Pito. and have Tom play forward and relieve us there. And the reason is because I want to preserve Tom in this stretch here. We need him. We need to make sure he doesn't break down. So that's my opinion. I'd rather Pito come in and have Tom play as a forward next to McGovern and Charlie. And also, yeah, because Sherry's a beast. He is a beast. He's that good, and he's that strong. Eleanor, how can they say that we bad numbers when it was all over Facebook? We got 100,000 members. Well, we did get 100,000 members. It's just that not many of them are predicted to show up. So, John Lon, damn, in my mid-30s, and we haven't won a flag in 30 years. Yeah, that's right. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah. The media were talking them up around Good Friday as well. I think it's just popular to see Carlton lose on all fronts, no matter where you are. It's just a popular conversation. It's always North's grand final against us. Tell Palmer it's a danger game, maybe. North are a good, promising side. They've had a good couple of weeks and will come out firing. All that being said, Carlton by 60. 9 people from the media is going against us, Tez. Well, good on them. Mate, our own fans are going against us. So, what do you want them to do? Wait. Does anybody think North will win this week? Those of you watching? Hey, all right, let me put a poll up. What am I doing? Let's see what's going on here. I want to see where you guys are at. Who wins? Carlton, North Melbourne. Be honest. Be honest. Who wins? The poll is in the live chat. So I just want to get a gauge of where you're at. There is 180 odd of you in here. Where are you all at? Andy, I wouldn't have thought selection would be too crazy. Me either. I think it's maybe one. Like Hudson O'Keefe, and that's it. Tom Morris reported that Charlie Curnow was likely to be named. He's named as a test, but supreme confidence that he will play. Usually the Stars separate us against North in the past. No Walsh, Mackay. Well, we don't know about Curnow. We don't know Logan. And we've only just started getting these forwards back. Fantasia, Williams, and the like. CFC ahead. You have a feeling North will win. Based on what, mate? What leads you to think that? B. Feels a lot better being at the G. I agree. Was anybody at the G in 2004 when we played North Melbourne there? I don't remember it. I was 13, but I don't really remember it. Hello, Jack. From a Pies fan, the Roos will act like this is the grand final and be coming for your scalps. This is a definition of a trap game. Mate, this is going to be an uncomfortable slog of a game. I agree. I think Carlton will be ultimately too good, but this is not going to be a comfortable watch for Carlton supporters. I'm with you on that. Rob, we should win, but not confident they've drained you. It's all right, mate. Just got to keep swimming. Oh, so I saw this video this week. If you're on Instagram, you would have seen it. It just, I don't know. It struck a nerve. I'm going to play it. And then I'm going to talk about why it struck a nerve.
Is the pressure just getting a little too much for you? Do you just wish things would go back to just being nice and comfortable and peaceful, where you just had everything going your way? Wake up! Wake up! Pressure is a privilege! Pain is a privilege! It means you have the opportunity All right, call me Dory. Just keep swimming. Wahoo!
So the reason why it got me so fired up, it kind of reminded me a little bit of us. It's like, this is like we're like in deep water at the moment. Clearly, I think we were 5 and 7 when I first saw the video. We're in deep, deep, deep water, and it's like, this is the time to rally. This is not the time to throw in the towel. This is the time to dig deep. And it's like, would you rather be where we were, where we expected to lose because we were rebuilding and like hopeful we can just like surprise win? Like, is that really where you want to be? Like the whole point of the journey to the top is for moments where it looks like it's about to fall apart. Like, that is where the magic happens. It's in those moments where you just can't see where the breakthrough is coming from. That is exactly where you want to be. I don't know. It just grabbed me. And I think going on, like following on from the chat earlier in the week around just sitting around fucking crying about, oh, look at where Collingwood are, and oh, we should be top 4. Like, cry about it. Like, get on with it. We need something to rally behind and roar about. I actually think the team needs like 10% of energy, and I reckon that we could be the source. It's just my thought. Mark, if we win by 20 points, do we still get the same negative vibes on fan camps? Probably. I don't know. You'll have to ask. You'll have to ask. Wait, you know what? Maybe I'll figure out what is the acceptable situation on Saturday so that we don't have sadness in a win. Like, obviously if we lose, it's going to be an absolute roaring shit show, and that's fine because I get it. That's what happens when you lose. What is the acceptable situation? So obviously it's got to be a win. Does it have to be by a certain amount? Do we have to play run and gun football for 4 quarters? Like, what's it going to take to not have an angry fan cams after a win? I'm curious, genuinely curious. What will it take? You guys let me know. By the way, even if it isn't angry fan cams, like, whatever, I'll still be here doing them. I love it either way. But I do think we need to just fire up a bit more and stop, like, smell the roses a little bit. Yeah. John, it's a bit depressing at the moment. We've won the last few games. Feels like we're 3 and 10 the way some people are carrying on. Yeah. Feels like people are throwing in the towel a little bit, which I don't think is us. The weather seems clear. What up, C Pash? Expecting less fumbles, surely. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, none of their games have been comfortable to watch. That's true. Well, progress is uncomfortable, I'm afraid. Why is he yelling at me? Motivational Insta rule. Yeah, that's where we're at. That's we're digging at the bottom of the barrel. All right. So what's it going to take? A 1-point win? I doubt it. Win all 4 quarters? Okay. Why are we the only fans that have to give energy for the team to live? Well, we're not. We're the only fans at the moment that are not giving them energy, like, and getting behind them. That's the whole point, Kareem. The dream. What energy is being given? A win this week. A win is a win, but I'd love to see 4 consistent quarters. I dare say North will win a quarter, maybe 2 quarters this week. I dare say it. A win anyway, anyhow. More than 1 quarter of dominance. Acceptable situation for Christian is a margin, a win. Margin can be 1 in 100. You don't care. Just win. A mature win. What is a mature win? Expecting champagne football from this group is unrealistic. I agree. I don't know why we keep trying to think that they can do champagne football. This group right now, they're just not. They're not doing it. They haven't done it all year, have they? Champagne football sort of against West Coast the first time. Yeah. Hyde, hello mate, acceptable result. Win against North for 4 quarters, and Collingwood rock up, and we play them immediately after. Well, we play Port 5 days later first. Then we play Collingwood. We'll get to Collingwood eventually. Craig Rudd, can't understand why they went into beast mode. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you were here earlier. I think the 3 games in 11 days is a factor in planning and the way that we play. And if you get an opportunity to rest a guy like Charlie early who's sore, then do it. I really do think they have to think about that. The anger test isn't even from each game. It's more built up over the years. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's not about the way. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But it's getting in the way of the good things that are happening, I would say. We're carrying on because we're so disappointed about the season and how they're playing. Well, can we not get on with it? You know? Like how long can we carry on for? Because like at some point, you've got to look ahead. Like at some point, knowing it's all disappointing and knowing, Graham write this and, rebuild that and trade here, like knowing all of that, got to move forward. I had a chat earlier today with a good friend of the channel. And I asked the question. I'm like, all right, let's just play it out. All right, we sack this, we sack that, we replace the coach, the coaching staff, the head of football. We make a trade. Like, do you really think that's going to have Carlton fans sitting there round 1 next year, not having that anger and disappointment of the past lingering into these new people? Like, really? What's the longest fan cams I've ever recorded? So the longest fan cams I ever did was Hawthorn last year, the later in the year. It went for 4 hours, and I vowed to never ever do that again. That was no good for the soul. I think I was trying to like hurt myself. Yeah, that was no good. So 4 hours. Would love to do 4 hours after a win. Like, I think if we win a flag, I'd be sitting here for 4+ hours safely. John, just find a way to win. Eric, just find a consistent game style. Okay. Sick of being sold hope. Just put the work in. Well, I reckon they are. Andy, you want to jump in? All right. I've got 7 minutes until we've got a guest due in. So if you want to come in before Marnie jumps in, you're welcome to, and I can get you in after she leaves. Yeah, Sandra, that's right. When did this team play? We played a little bit of champagne football against Geelong last year, but we only did it for a couple of games. I wouldn't say we played champagne football week to week. Andy.
Tez.
How are you?
I'm just superb, mate. How you going?
Mate, I'm ready.
You sound ready. You sound like you're trying to shirk away all the mass negativity which has become watching this club. And I don't blame you. It's especially yourself. You have to listen to all the BS. The fan cams the other night was hilarious. I thought you're probably one comment away from blowing a gasket and closing the channel down. So don't let them get to you too much.
I don't have to do it. I get to do it is the way I think about it. Like, it's a privilege. Yeah, sometimes it's tough. I think it's less about ignoring what's happened and not being disappointed. I am disappointed. But football and like Carlton, it's not conditional on winning games. Like, that's what we want to see, obviously. But I haven't seen winning football and I still love the club. So it's about something a bit more than that. And I think I strayed away, and just for a fleeting moment during the year, I think I just forgot that for a moment. Like, okay, why am I here? Why do we love it? So I think it's just kind of like resetting that, getting back behind something, because I can guarantee everyone, whoever's happy or sad, is going to miss this team in the off season when we're bored.
I think a big thing, especially for myself, I've been watching for a while now, but perception is reality. So if your perception is always going into something, and it doesn't matter if it's football or anything, you're gonna, if you go into something with negative, like you're gonna get negative out of it. And I think a lot of fans have definitely done that. I know I have done that. I've been guilty of it as well. So, like, one thing I'm trying to do to sort of get that love for the game and love for the club back is look at some other positive things, because it's they can be a hard watch at times, and you're like, why am I doing this to myself? When we aren't putting ourselves in the best position. So I've been looking at other things, like I've been watching a lot of VFL. Like the VFL at the moment, they are a better watch than the AFL. Like,
Well,
and that isn't, I don't mean that in a negative light. Like, I mean that in a positive light. Like, some of the players that we've picked up and the development coaching of like Luke Power, it's exciting to see. It's like, man, these guys in a year or two, they'll be in our side because other guys will be moved on or retire. And I'm like, mate, if they come into our team, they're going to make our team better. So I've been doing little things like that. The other thing is like the expectations. Like I just posted now, like our expectations is we should be a top 4 team and winning a flag this year, but in reality, we're just not that good. Like, it's as simple as that. We're just not that good. I'm sure they're going to work on it, and that's that. So getting the shits every game because they haven't, looked like this elite premiership side, it's sort of, it's a waste of energy. And I think people keep getting sucked into it. Like last week was just the strangest game. Like we come out and we just overlap run and handball and chaos and goal and again and again and again. And then it's like we stop. And I think that's part of the frustration is it's confusion for the fans going, is this being coached? Is this how they want to play? Are they telling them not to do that? Are they telling them to do that? So I think that's where a lot of the frustration lies as well. And I mean, I would love to be I'd love to be in the rooms, like when they do their review, just to see what they say. I think if they release vision of that maybe once a year, like especially now because there's clearly a lot of frustration building within the fan base, it would give fans greater clarity. Like, would Voss walk away with that and go, yeah, we won, guys, but we didn't execute X, Y, Z, and this is what we need to work on? But we'll never get that information. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So yeah, I think one thing for fans to be is just, like real with where our club is at the moment. And like you said, go and cheer them on and maybe that'll get them up, like rather than just sit there quietly and then leave in a big heap of disappointment at the end of the game.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think there are things that have definitely worked this year. I think at the back line, Silvani, Nick Haynes, I think it's safe to say that's worked. And to the point where we're now, McGovern's no longer in the back line. So, like, I'd say that's worked. Some of the kids that we've blooded, I'd say that's worked. This forward line clearly has not worked. So, it's the way we kick the ball inside 50, the way we kick the ball at goal, like that, whatever that is, it ain't working yet. So
it's funny that funny that all the teams that and there's so many that I put them in the category of us, like Port Adelaide, Melbourne, Fremantle have had stages of that this year where their defense and contest clearance is all working well, and what's the last piece of the puzzle that isn't working well? And it's the forward entry. And there's like 4 or 5 teams that are in that mid bracket that are exactly the same as us. They can do so many things well, but just that connection and efficiency to score is the last piece of the puzzle. Now, if every team could do that well, you'd have everyone on the same amount of points. And if you rock up on the day, you win. And if you don't, you lose. But the unfortunate nature is some teams are just better. Some teams are better under pressure. Some teams' systems are a little bit better. So we're just one of those teams that we think that we've earned the right to be at the top by now. because it's been 30 years since our last. But unfortunately, that's not how AFL works. So yeah, it's going to be a real interesting game. I posted it's the first time that we've played North Melbourne at the MCG in 20 plus years, which seems so weird that would happen, but because they're both Melbourne teams. But so I think there'll be something in that. I reckon actually we're better on the MCG against a team like that than we would be at Marvel. I'm happy for people to say that that's wrong, but I just think North Melbourne, they can play fast and unpredictable sometimes. And I think Marvel almost encourages that kind of footy, whereas the MCG, you can sort of get lost a little bit. And I think Carlton can play that ground better as we're playing at the moment.
Mate, I love it. Well, I'm going to get Marnie in shortly, and she's going to tell us all about what's happening on the north side of things. So thanks for calling in.
No problems, man. Enjoy. We'll speak to you next week.
See you, man.
See ya.
Well.
Hi. Oh, that's a bit bright. Hi, everyone. How you going?
How's it going, Kanga TV?
Good, Tess. How are you?
I'm ready.
You ready? I was going to say long time, except we spoke on Tuesday when I hijacked Footy Abroad, and before that it was 9 weeks ago since we last played each other, which I did bring up on Tuesday night as well. So here we are, back at it again.
We're doing this live, which I'm sure we'll be fine with. Marnie, well, how are you? How are you going? You are 15 rounds into your first season running the fan channel. How's that going? How are you going?
Yeah, it's great. It's taken off way better than I ever could have expected it to. The support has been overwhelming, and I feel so lucky to be able to share this with the Kanga TV community and everyone else who has sort of just jumped along for the ride. I think on field, unfortunately, it's probably been a little underwhelming and probably not quite what I'd expected in terms of the win-loss, where we're sitting, at this point in the season. The improvement is so obvious and it's there and it's real, but the reality is we're still 3.5 wins and, 16th on the ladder. So you ride the highs and lows every single week, as all fans do. And I think you kind of forget how much your voice means to the people watching at home from week to week. I mean, I've got a fan channel now, and it's something that I started on my own in October, but you and I have spoken about this before. I've been doing this for over a decade in some capacity, and so for me, it's almost like ingrained in my life. It's almost half my life I've been doing this for. But for people at home, sometimes they struggle to put their thoughts or feelings into a package, into words, and so to have someone that they feel like they can relate to and that can do that for them, I think is a really special thing. So I'm so honoured that I am one of the many voices that can do that for North Melbourne fans and, other football fans and opposition fans who, join in on the week that we play their side or that just enjoy the content. I'm honoured to be here and to have the following and, to have people like you in my corner, and the Blue Abroad community as always. It's my first fan channel I ever came on last year. So crazy to think how much has happened in such a short amount of time, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, it's good. We've seen obviously the emergence of yourself. Seen a couple pop up. We met Fiona from Bomber Banter, the Essendon, the new Essendon fan channel. She's doing the fan cams straight off the bat. She's doing the live streaming as well. So it's cool. It's moving, and you've done a remarkable job. And I think it was just needed. I'm so sure about fan channels. I've just seen what it's done for us, and I just know that every footy fan who supports their club supports passionately, particularly a club like North Melbourne. Like, there are seriously passionate North Melbourne fans in the world.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. And it's one of those things as well where like I know that I'm not for everyone, and there's heaps of North podcast. I mean, North has 50,000 members, but there's 7, 8 podcasts out there, and there is really something for everyone. And I think for all of us to work together to kind of get the club back on track. I feel like you're in a similar position as well. I don't think that this season's really gone the way that most people had expected for Carlton. I don't want to rub salt in the wounds. I obviously am a big Carlton fan, away from, being this crazy passionate North Melbourne supporter. And so just to all kind of stick together to be able to work towards the greater good, I think it's a really powerful thing. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we were looking at the form line yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll start with North. So North haven't really been dominated since the Good Friday game. I mean, obviously lost by 40 odd to Collingwood, but had a pretty good showing from what I remember. So what has the story been for North Melbourne from the last time we played on Good Friday? Like, what are the themes that have popped up here?
It's really interesting. I looked at Good Friday and thought, no, I just hadn't seen anything like that from North for quite some time. And on reflection, we had a chat the week of Good Friday, and I said to you, I think this is dead 50-50, and hindsight and reflection is a wonderful thing. What we had seen 3 rounds earlier against Melbourne was unlike anything I've seen from North Melbourne for probably 5 seasons, I would say. It was such a dominant performance and almost like magic in a bottle that last quarter. It was Marvel was rocking. Whoever says the Marvel has no atmosphere wasn't at that game in round 2. But I think I was so blown away by what I'd seen in round 2. It almost glossed over the loss to the Crows in round 3. We lost by 6 goals. We lost to the Swans by almost 50 points in round 4. And then we lost by 9 goals to the Suns at gather round. So in my mind, I was still hanging on to what I'd seen in round 2, had then seen Carlton's slow start to the season and just assumed it would be an even contest heading into Good Friday. I know you probably felt like it was a bit of a banana peel game for Carlton as well. But the reality is at the time, I think the clubs were actually a lot further apart than anyone probably realized it. I don't think we were as far apart as the result shown, but and what the game kind of ended up being. But I do think that Carlton was significantly ahead of us. I think the loss did set us back significantly. However, the response since the loss has been almost flawless.
Yeah.
We have only had 1 game decided by more than 10 points since we played Carlton last, and that was the Collingwood game, which we were within a couple of points at 3/4 time. We ended up losing the game by 45 points, but, young side, was our last game before the bye, just probably got overwhelmed by a much better side at the end of the day. So from my mind, it's great, improvement. If I want to be sinister though, we have only won 2 games since then. And those games have been against Richmond and West Coast, who are the only 2 teams we've been able to be competitive with over the past few seasons, almost every time we play each other. And then the Brisbane draw was obviously so close, but so many games in there we should have won. So look, I'm feeling much better and that we're in a much better position now. I just hope we really can take our opportunities on Saturday and just throw everything we have at Carlton.
Yeah, I didn't expect a 10-goal plus win last time out. I told you that. I don't expect a 10-goal plus win now. If anything, I expect it to be just awfully uncomfortable, because when you're the favorite and when you're the heavy favorite, there's that expectation of winning the game. And I just expect it to be uncomfortable for the majority of the day. And that's kind of how I see the game being played out. Don't know what's going on with ins and outs. We'll find out in about 40 minutes. Charlie was looking unlikely. He now looks likely, which I think is great. I think if he wasn't playing, there would be a real concern about how we're going to score. But I'm definitely feeling confident that we're going to win the game. Which, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Look, I mean, but you should feel confident winning the game and going in and winning the game. As good as North are looking, realistically speaking, Carlton is a level ahead or a couple of levels ahead of North. So they should be winning this game by 3 to 4 goals. Is that necessarily going to happen? I don't think so. I mean, I never tip against North anyway, shock. But I don't think that it's unreasonable for you to go into this being confident, regardless of how we've looked. You guys, you've won a couple games now on the trot.
We've won 2 in a row against the Bombers and the Eagles out of the bye.
Yeah, I feel like winning games of football, no matter how they look. I mean, the win against West Coast you guys had last week was ugly. Ours was pretty ordinary the week before, but I think we can sometimes underestimate how much internal confidence and belief any kind of win gives our side on a week-to-week basis. For North, we struggle to win, obviously. We haven't really won a lot, in the last few seasons. So for us, any win is going to be able to give us confidence that we need. And I think the performance against Fremantle was a byproduct of the confidence we gained being able to beat West Coast on the back of 1.5 good quarters of footy. And then for the Blues, we know what happened in the second half of 2023. It started with 1 win, which turned into 2 and 3 and 4 and just sort of snowballed from there. So while I hope that doesn't happen this weekend, you start putting the bits and pieces together, no matter how they look. Internally, the belief and the confidence grows week on week, and you start claiming bigger scalps. And the next thing you know, you're getting ready for a 3rd September in a row. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what are some of the things that have happened for North on the other end that has been like a pleasant surprise? Like, what has happened up until this point that you just did not see coming?
There's
Individuals or storylines?
Yeah, there's definitely a few players that have really kind of come out of nowhere and really impressed me. I didn't think I'd be sitting here heading into round 15 thinking that Toby Pink was our best, most reliable lockdown key defender, but he's taken some massive scalps this season. The likes of Oscar Allen and Tom Lynch, even Josh Tracy on the weekend, he was pretty good around the ground, but he couldn't, kick a score. And ultimately that's what he's there to do. So that's been a really pleasant surprise. Toby Pink was delisted at the end of last season and re-rookied, probably just to keep in our back pocket. We've had a bit of injury problems and we've had some issues with our defense, and our defense anyway it's been a big issue of ours for the past few seasons. So the way he's come on has been really pleasing. Dylan Stevens on the wing, he's another one who I had drawn a line through him and never thought that I'd see him in North Melbourne Guernsey again, but he's been awesome for us as well on the wing. Riley Hardiman, he's been unreal in defense. I think he's someone that we've been waiting. I love Riley, and just as a person as well, like he's such a great kid. Just gives us so much class and dash off the halfback. So there are some players there that I didn't know if they would make it at all, or at least have their chance this season, and they absolutely have. The other, I guess, storyline for us this season has been our forward line and the way our forward line has been functioning, just by adding in a middle-aged free agent from West Coast. The Jack Darling edition has been less about what Jack Darling himself can do and more about how our forward line has functioned. Up until our game against Fremantle last weekend, Cam Zurhaar had kicked at least one goal in every single game. Last week against Fremantle, he was knocked about and, he was basically limping by the end of the game. And that's the only thing that could stop him from kicking a goal at that point. But he's had a career best year. Nick Larkey started the season strong, kind of faded for a few weeks, but had a great game against Fremantle. Paul Curtis, been talks about All-Australian potentially. I know he missed a few games with suspension, but and Jack Darling has contributed as well. So there's been a lot of, positives to come. And I guess our competitiveness overall, I mean, as a side, it looks like slowly and surely we're identifying our weaknesses and actually actively fixing them. So I guess it's just a matter of time before it all kind of just clicks as one and, translates into more wins.
What's the expectation for the rest of the year? Is it a number of wins, or is it continue to play the way you have and don't worry about the wins because they'll come? Or like, is it tangible?
It's both. For me, it's tangible. So for me, at the end of last season, we won 3 games and there was 3 other games that we should have won. And a lot of the talk and discussion around those 3 games. So it was the Collingwood game, the Melbourne game, and the second West Coast game. We should have supposedly won all 3 of those. And a lot of it was due to inexperience and not knowing how to win games of footy. And maybe as a team, we don't know how to win, but in the off season, we went and we got the experience. We said we needed it. We brought in Parker, brought in Darling, brought in Daniel. So with guys like this in our corner, the expectation would be that we win the games that we now are competitive in. Well, that hasn't happened in every single game over the past 9 weeks, but we've been a hell of a lot better than we might have been in that same patch of games this time last season. So in my mind, for this season to be a success, we need to finish on at least 6 wins. We hadn't won a game before the bye last year, so we're already, we're 3.5 wins in now. So we're already past what we were able to achieve last season. There are definitely some sides that we will face in the end portion of the season that look vulnerable, and definitely some winnable games in that. But we've just got to back ourselves in, and we might need to scare a few sides as well. But we have to win, in my mind, at least 2 to 3 more games for this to really be a successful season in my mind, because it's the tangible improvement that I think is going to push us forward once again next season. Also, can't forget our first round draft picks with Richmond, which we traded on draft night last year. So it's not like we're playing for picks,
What was that deal for? Remind me.
We traded our future first round pick for the end of first round pick from Richmond, and we picked up Matt Whitlock, who is a key defender.
Understood.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's going to happen? What's your prediction for what's going to happen with teams, ins and outs?
So I think there'll just be the one change for North. I think Charlie Comben will return, which surprises me. I didn't think he'd return so soon. He cracked his shoulder against West Coast a couple of weeks ago. We actually made the decision to stay in Perth, to stay with the side rather than coming home early, which I thought really speaks volumes of the kind of culture that we're building at North. It was shattered in a million pieces at the end of 2020. And so for us to be at this point now, 5 years on, I think is awesome. So I think it'll be Charlie Comben returning and Callan Dawson making way for him. I'd be very surprised if we made any other changes. I think the last 2 weeks have been pretty much spot on field. So I don't think, and I'm not really one for making too many unforced changes, especially for a side that so desperately needs continuity and consistency. And I think part of the confidence will come from us being able to stay together as a 23 as best as possible.
I think I just saw someone in the chat say that Josh Gabelich has confirmed that Comben is in just now. So on the money, Mars, mate. You're on the pulse.
Yeah, well, he trained. There was rumors coming out of the club early this week that he was a test. And yeah, there was I think someone said today they saw him at training. So yeah, I'd be very surprised if there was another change. Yeah, because unless it was an injury, but Cam Zurhaar would be the only one I could think of. And I know he trained, and I believe that he was all good to go. So yeah, I'd be very surprised if there was any other changes that came from Arden Street tonight.
All right. And then predictions, margin, storyline, Saturday. What are we going to see? This is la territory, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, look, I have to tip North. This is why I don't do tipping, right? And I genuinely think that we could win this game. I'm so sorry, I missed the name of the gentleman who was on before. But we actually are 1 from 1 at the MCG this year. And North actually really like playing at the MCG. We just don't play there often. We've actually only won 1 game under the roof this year, which was that Melbourne game. But a lot of our best performances have come open air. We won at the MCG, beat Richmond. We drew with Brisbane in Tassie, open air. Bunbury, which is Hands Oval, is quite similar dimensions to the MCG. So won there, played really well Optus Stadium. So I don't know if the MCG will necessarily be an issue for us. It is going to be, I think, 16 and sunny. So beautiful winter's day in Melbourne. I think we need to get off to a good start. We'd only won 1 first quarter up until the bye. And we've won both of our first quarters since the bye. So I think we really need to make an effort to just come out kind of all guns blazing and put in a real 4-quarter performance. It's interesting. I read something earlier this week that Carlton after first quarters just seemed to slowly fall off the ledge, whereas we seem to be gaining momentum sort of in the 3rd and 4th quarters, which is quite different to what we were putting out in the first half of the season, which was sort of really strong performances in the 2nd and 3rd quarters and potentially falling off a cliff bar a couple of games. So I think that it's going to be a really tight contest. I can't imagine either side getting out to more than like a 3-goal lead at any time in the game. I think it'll be pretty competitive and I think it'll be pretty tight, but I do think that it'll also be high scoring. I don't know. I just feel like both sides, and I don't know. Am I dreaming? I'm not sure. We have been able to keep our opponents like under kind of 100 points for majority of our games since Good Friday. So I just kind of feel like this one, I don't know, might be a bit of a shootout, good old fashioned shootout.
That would be great. I'm fascinated to see if this first quarter narrative is going to continue for the Blues, because the last 2 weeks we've scored more points in the first quarter than what we have the rest of the game. So we'll see how that plays out. But I do think it'll be the Blues by, I'll say 26.
Okay.
That'd be a good result for North. That'd be like, improvement.
Well, considering that what happened on Good Friday, I think just about anything's an improvement for that. But I don't want to think that we are, still 4 goals away from winning this game. Do you know what I mean? I know people think I'm insane, and that's fine. But I also think that, I mean, that's all in our blood. Like, we all think that, you would go into a game, if you went into that Geelong game being like, yeah, we absolutely have a chance and we're going to push it to them, Geelong fans would look at you and say, you're insane.
Marnie, I think we're going to win 10 games in the second half of the year.
Why not? Why not? Hey, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, only 4 months ago. That's the journey you guys started on. So
that's right.
I hope for your sake, you can have a real tilt at September. Just start it next week.
Fair. All right. Well, it's been great. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Appreciate your time.
Thanks so much for having me. Thanks, everyone. It's always good to catch up. And good luck for Saturday, but not too much luck.
All right. I'll take it. Thanks, Mans.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. Thanks, Tez.
What a star. Marnie Cohen, Kanga TV. Hang on, let me link that again. Kanga TV. Where's she at? Wow. 2,640 subscribers. Hasn't even done a full year yet. Like, it's pretty good stuff. There you go. All right. Hey, a fresh video has dropped. And Nick Newman is the subject. I haven't seen this. Let's check this out.
Newy, we timed it well with this chat because you've had a pretty extensive session and you're still drawing your breath. How are you feeling, man? What's it look like at the moment?
I'm a bit puffed, but yeah, I'm well and truly in the conditioning phase. So, yeah, transitioning back into some footy with the group, which is great. But yeah, you lack a bit of match fitness after missing a fair few months. So I'm just trying to build that back into my game. And yeah, the lungs are blowing a little bit more than normal at the moment. But yeah, hopefully in 3 or 4 weeks after a solid block, yeah, I'll get a bit of match fitness back and we'll see how we go.
How has it been being, I guess, returning to full training, mate, and ramping things up by the week?
It's going well, yeah. I'm sort of just starting to come into some contact and some training with the group. So it's been a slow build, but yeah, it's been really nice to sort of transition through the stages fairly seamlessly. And yeah, this is probably the last little bit of transitioning into some contact and just getting used to sort of hitting some bodies and some more game-like intensity and movement. So yeah, it's always nice to be yeah, out of the dungeon in the gym and be out here on a beautiful night like this and be out here with your mates.
What have been the big differences this time around in your recovery?
Oh, it's been a little bit smoother, this one. Yeah, the right knee, obviously first time doing it. It was, what was it, round 2 of the season. So sort of had a lot of time before I could sort of, or I needed to build back into pre-season and then games. So yeah, this one's, the fortunate thing of doing this injury before is I knew what to expect. I knew what sort of worked and what didn't from the first time. So I feel like that's held me in good stead. And yeah, went into the surgery as well as I could, came out as well as I could. And yeah, it's been a little bit of a smoother ride, this left one than the right one. So hopefully that continues.
Adam Jera said yesterday that he was surprised a few weeks ago when he turned around and saw you in the drills with him. What's it been like being back out there with the boys, and what kind of feedback have they given you?
Oh, they haven't given me too much feedback. They just remind me I'm still old and call me fossil. So I thought I might have picked up a yard in rehab, but yeah, from their feedback I haven't. So it's been great. Like yeah, you sort of spend a fair few months grinding away in the gym, and while the boys are out here training, and you're not necessarily isolated, but you're somewhat hidden, and the boys are out here training, and yeah, you just spend the whole session inside the gym and don't get any sun, and yeah, it can be tiring at times and feel like a fair grind. So yeah, when you start to sort of get out and be around the group and have a kick is yeah, it's really exciting. And you got young Jagger who's sort of starting to do that now, and you can see a bit of a lift in him, and it was the same for me. It's yeah, we love playing footy, so that's the most joyful part of our job, is actually being out here and having a kick. So it's been really nice to be back doing that.
When will you officially hand in your coach's gear to Johnny in the property room? Or still a few weeks left?
A few weeks left at least. So yeah, I'll whenever that time comes, I'll happily hand that coach's jacket back. It's been really enjoyable for the short term, but yeah, I'm not ready to transition into any of that stuff yet. So yeah, I'll get this month sort of block of training and footy in, and then we'll reassess and yeah, I've still got a couple of little markers I've got to hit, and yeah, we'll just see where we're at in a month and then make a decision on where we go from there.
Thanks, Gary.
No worries, thanks.
Wow, that's positive. That's a very positive update. I guess it all depends on how we, like you said, like see how we're going. Like if we catch a run, win a couple in a row, look like finals is on the horizon, it looks like he might be able to, I think different to Doc, he would have enough time to maybe get a game or two in the twos, manage minutes, and then work his way back into the side. I don't know if that would bring him straight back in after a month of conditioning, but we'll see. Still a lot to happen. Very happy to hear him speak. Energize the group, no doubt. I remember having to defend Newman in this very chat a few years ago. Now you are all on board on your bugs. I actually remember that too. Interestingly enough, I remember that too. Dean, Nick Newman will make a bloody good line coach when he retires. Carlton better keep him at the club when he retires. Yeah, he's got good football IQ, and he definitely helps us be a better organised team. Where would you rank him in? I mean, well, he's been top 10 BNF for the last few years, so I guess where would you rank him if you were doing most valuable player rankings? Is he a top 10 most valuable player? Like, how important is he in your mind to the team? Like, where is he? Very professional. Top 5 easy. Wow. Yeah. Hello, Maz. Good to see you. Logan, you got him top 10. Peter, you've got him top 10. Top 5. Yeah, I think I've got him. I think I would have him at around about 7th or 8th. Yeah, somewhere there. Top 5 for sure. Comfortably top 5. Definitely top 10. Absolutely. No question about that. Top 10 for sure. Comfortably top 10. 5 and not in an insane contract. Fine. 5 easy and not in it. Oh, yeah. Top 10. Is top 5 more important than Sam Walsh? Oh. I wouldn't personally go that far. Can you replace Walsh? I guess it is easier in theory to replace a mid than a... Oh, it's close. That's a great debate. I would have Walsh ahead of Newman in that ranking, but it's very close. Top 5. Top 3 for toughest player. I think he's one of our most important leaders on the field, though. Like right there. BNF places speak volumes. Yeah, they do. Especially when you back them up, like over and over. I think that's really important. A backline, especially in the first month of footy, showed his value. I mean, it'd be really interesting. I would say Matt Carroll would be the one that would make... I mean, if you're picking the team today and knew he was fit and healthy and had, full fitness, I think if you were to take out Matt Carroll, nothing against him, but Nick Newman is Nick Newman. Like, it's a pretty stacked backline there. 7 or 8. Interesting. All right, we've got about 12 minutes. I wanted to play a couple of videos. The first one, I saw Nathan Buckley talking a little bit about Carlton on SEN, and a little clip here that I found, and I want to unpack this with all of you. So this was him talking on the Blues when we have injuries from his lens.
Carlton fell apart last year on a couple of fronts, and one of them was injury. Are we concerned for Carlton, Bucks?
Yes, because you'd like to have, whenever you've got injuries to talented players, the natural reaction is you feel like that it stops you from being your best, but they haven't been their best with them. I have a belief that Carlton are actually better when their talent's not on the park, because for whatever reason it has the wider base level effort and energy of the team increases, realising that we're not relying on our talent. We've got to all get our hands dirty here and get to work. And I thought that's what happened in the back end of 2023 when I don't know the exact numbers, but I think that there were some talented players that were out. They had a bad run with injury, and they missed a larger element of their playing group. And even in the back end of last year, they had a really poor run with injury, but were in bad form, and then played better when their talent was on the sidelines because they played better as a team. So I would expect that there's going to be a little bit of a reaction to that, because it's a bit like Pavlov's dogs. If you've had that feeling of being able to stand up when everyone expects you to drop off because you've got some injuries, I'd expect them to be able to come through. But this will be a really challenging game against North, because North will bookend their performance against Carlton on Good Friday and their growth since, and they will see this as a chance to measure themselves against an opponent over an 8-week period. So let's get a really definitive measure of our progress. So Carlton will meet a really motivated opponent in that regard, and an energised opponent. Not so much in whether they're going to win the game or not, but how competitive can we be against this team that whopped us 2 months ago. So Carlton, they'll be up against it, and they'll have challenges, but even with the talent, their best hasn't been good enough this year.
So, thoughts on that? This is the current state of the injury list right now. Charlie, a test. We're going to find out in 10 minutes whether or not he's named, but it seems to be like he's going to be playing. Cowan is the same, a test. So he'd likely come off this injury list next week. Hudson O'Keefe, we know, did the hammy. Probably not in the team for the most part anyway. Like, not a first choice guy. Walsh, Mackay, Newman, first choice guys. Cottrell, I think so. I think he is. And I think every time we miss Cottrell, every time he comes in and then he goes out, we are reminded why he is. Kemp, not sure. Thereabouts. And Jagger, I mean, you'd like to think he would be in the team, but really hard to put any gravity on that because you just haven't seen him play. I'm sure he would have been good enough to play in the first choice team. So do you think there's merit to that as well? Like, do you see it that way? Do you see, I mean, we do have a team that can rely on the top end to get the job done. And I think a lot of rhetoric that I've heard, whether it's on the fan cams, and Elijah as well, who's not on this list but isn't playing, who would be playing for sure. But do you think it's going to force a better team effort, knowing that we can't play in a way that just relies on the individual brilliance? Cottrell's delivery forward is heavily missed. Absolutely it is. Yeah. It's always interesting with him, the rhetoric around him goes up and down. It's like, oh, he's a role player, and then he plays and he gets going. He generally needs a few games to get going, and then once he gets going, he has 7-8 scoring involvements for a couple of weeks, and then gets injured, and then you realize how much you miss him. I'm with you though. Very big loss. Completely agree with him. Fair. I think when the Stars are out injured, there's less pressure on the lower players when they come into the side. No one expects a first to third year player to replace the star and play as well. There's no doubt Jagger would be playing. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. Harry's played 3 good games. Walsh has been in and out with his form. Bucks has a point. He also mentioned at the start of the year about the volatility of the star, the quote-unquote stars. And like when they play well, they're good. But they oftentimes put in those 3 out of 10 performances and that we struggle. Buckley's comments preseason and what he would focus on if he was coaching Carlton was spot on. Carlton are tough and fit. No need to focus on that. But emphasis should be on skills. He did mention that too. He did mention that too. Do I think we see a debutant this week? I think it would already have been announced, personally. I think so. What up, Danny? I'm good. Hoping for the BA membership pack, as in you haven't received your membership pack with your keyring, or you're hoping for the prize, the Corey Durden signed Guernsey. Because if you haven't received your keyring, you need to let me know and get it out to you. Lloyd, our Stars have been down for most of the year. The second-tier players that have carried us this year. The spirit in which we play well exceeds the talent. We're good enough without some of the stars. Yeah, I think so. And it also gives the opportunity for guys like Binns, who regularly get overlooked at this point in their career, for the more senior guys to stake a claim. It's an interesting conversation. Deb's list, will North Melbourne be psychologically damaged? And that could affect them. I don't think so. I think they'll be motivated to atone. I mean, I heard it from Marnie just there. And I also spoke to Josh from the Further North podcast. He mentioned it straight away. He's like, I've got to atone for... Like, they were really hurt by what happened on Good Friday as a fan base. Like that, I think they were really hoping to... I think, as Marnie said, they saw the win against the D's and thought, finally, some clear air. And then, obviously, they got beat up pretty badly by the Blues in the Good Friday game. So I don't know. I think they'll be hungry to to atone. All right, Danny. I'm going to message you. I'll call you after this show, and I'll sort you out. Hello, John. Hey, mate. We've got 5 minutes. So, given it's a Saturday game, I'd like to think that they're going to be putting up the teams on Channel 7. So please keep an eye out for that. Sure, the players work on their skills. Is it just, well, I think they do work on their skills, but it's just really difficult to replicate skills under pressure of the crowds and also the pressure of the burden that they're all feeling as well. They feel the 30-year drought as well. They feel that energy out there. So I'm sure that they're doing that. Shannon, yes, my pleasure. My absolute pleasure. And if there's anybody else out there who have not got your will done ever, or need a replacement, I'm qualified to do it. Get in touch with me after this, and I will happily help you out. Don't let that stuff go to the wayside. It's very easy to put it off for another day. It can be a really uncomfortable conversation, but it's really not that hard. So get in touch if you need yours done. Paul, has training for speed compromised our overall endurance? That was the message over the summer. Training had shifted to speed as a priority. That's a really good reminder. I had forgotten about that. It's a great question. Explicit Empress, hello. There is some incredibly volatile energy this weekend. The stars are more poisoned by the bad vibes. The kids are more excited to be there. Brings a light. That makes sense. That makes sense. I found the joy pretty quickly in seeing the way Binns went about it, Cooper Lord, Matt Carroll. I think when I look at Cripps and Wiedering and these guys, like, they look like they've got the weight of the pain in their eyes. And I feel for them. I really do. Like, you know, a lot of people saying Cripps is injured. I don't think he's injured. I just think he's feeling it. There's a lot of angry energy out there, and I get it. You know, it's been disappointing, but it's not over. And I just think if we can find some momentum and get going, and then add the little extra element of the fan base getting behind it, and then ignite it. Like, if it ignites, we can beat anyone. That's the truth. But I hope we haven't gone too far down the path of it's all over. I don't want to even consider trying to get back on board, and, you know, my feelings might get hurt again. Like, it's just such weak mentality. John, did I let off any firecrackers to celebrate the 100,000 members? Not really. What I did was I prepared the show, I prepared the prizes, and I just focused on North Melbourne this week, mate. Kids aren't damaged mentally. True. Hey, Sheezy, is it just you? Has any other old Carlton supporters see that Matthew Carroll moves like Peter Dean? Interesting. I don't really remember Peter Dean, to be honest with you. There was somebody else that he's been compared to. Someone in the chat would know what I'm talking about. Who's the guy that people are saying that Matt Carroll reminds them of the way he moves? What's his name? Matty Clappe? Oh, maybe. There was a particular name that got thrown out. A couple. There was a particular name of players that had played that reminded them. Not Lappert. Glascott. That's the one. Peter. Yeah. A few people have mentioned he played and he moved like Glascott. I never watched Glascott play. I don't know what that looks like. Wait for the young boys to be Carltonized. Well, this is the issue. This used to be Sam Walsh. This used to be the fresh kid Sam Walsh, who had the energy and exuberance. And now you look at how people talk about Sam Walsh. You know, it used to be Charlie, it used to be Harry, it used to be wait until they're 27, 28, key position players take long enough. Like, it used to be that. And now it's, okay, let's trade them. Brody, my greatest fear is that the cancerous, toxic fear that seems to paint the 2015 to 2018 group, spreads for the younger group, who so far haven't been subjected to the pain they were. True. I was reading something earlier today. It was about humans, and where's the book? Let me read out this passage. And basically it was detailing some things around the Salem witch hunt back in many, many, many years ago. And it was around humans and being uncomfortable in the unknown and wanting to know the outcome of anything before deciding whether or not they're going to get on board. What was it? What was it? Damn it. It's a great quote. Really, I think it speaks to a little bit about what's going on here. Hang on a minute. Okay. I'll get that up. It's 6:15, which means teams should be ready. Pito, is that confirmed? Channel 7? Teams are in. Damien, you're the guy. Pito in, Hawk out. I love it. That's the only change? Okay, Mitch Cleary has tweeted. Charlie Curnow named for Carlton despite his calf concern. Mark Pitternet replaces the injured Hudson O'Keefe and will partner Tom De Koning in the ruck. Love it. Absolutely love it. Smart. No Lemmy. Not letting Lemmy get anywhere near that big boy Sherry. Pito in. We'll be curious to see the emergencies because I think that will tell us a bit of a story around the contingency plan for Charlie. So you'd think that Lemmy's going to be an emergency, and you'd think that Lewis Young would be an emergency. We'll find out shortly, Matt. They're going to release the teams online in about 2 minutes, and then I'll share my screen. Expected another change. Okay. Oh, I've got something to post. TDK kicks 4 goals and resigns. Yeah, he hasn't done this since, like, when's the last time we had a situation where De Koning played and we needed him to kick goals and really help it? It was I'm sure it's happened again after the semi-final. Remember the semi-final? Harry didn't play. We needed someone to step up in the forward line. He kicked 2 in the first half or first quarter. Till then, let's talk about the great return of Chincotta. True. He has been solid. He has been very solid. All right. Teams are going to be shared any minute now. Wonder when Flynn Young gets a debut. I wonder if there's highlights of him. No, I haven't seen any. If the Oppo Rock was not named Sherry, I don't think Pito plays. Yeah, maybe. Paul, the sub for Charlie, we'll see. They're going to definitely tell us shortly. I'll have the AFL website ready, and then I'm going to give away some prizes. How exciting. All right. Carlton, North Melbourne. Okay, here we go. Teams are up. Hmm. Pitternet in. Hudson O'Keefe out. Charlie Comben in. Callan Dawson out. So, Haynes, Wiedering, Chincotta, Hollands, Silvani, Sard, Doherty, Cripps, Akers, Lord, McGovern, Hewitt, Binns, Kerno, Fogarty with De Koning, Chera, and Zach Williams named as the follower. Interchange bench, Matt Carroll, Corey Durden, Jesse Motlop, Pitternet with Fantasia. So the emergencies are O'Farrell, Will White, and Lewis Young. So there you go. Lewis Young would be the contingency if Kerno doesn't play. Kerno's playing. Kerno's playing. He's playing. Like, it's pretty clear. He's playing. Yeah. Thoughts? It's a pretty remarkable turnaround for Charlie Comben, not going to lie. TDK kicked our first two in that final. He did. He did. Durd's sub, not Motlop. I thought Durden was one of the best subs that we've had all year in terms of his energy. Joel, very disappointed that Doc Blaze. Why no Boyd? Well, that's because we've got young fella Matt Carroll playing. And Chincotta's down there, looks like it. Also, happy birthday for yesterday, mate. I know that you're not happy. Pathetic culture at the club, but hope you had a great birthday yesterday nonetheless. Hope we can win so we can get you back on board soon. Oh, man. Yeah, I thought Doc's been pretty solid since he got back too, personally. Sherry is the form ruck of the comp. Tandem proper rucks is probably the smart move. Yes. Also, given we've got 3 games in 11 days that we're currently dealing with at the moment. So any chance you get to relieve the stress off Tom, I think is a good thing. Love Z-Will as a follower with his speed will be great in that position. Yeah, something different. Maybe he'll be getting those midfield minutes instead of Jesse Motlop. Maybe Jesse Motlop stays a bit more deep this week, deep forward. If we're coasting, take Charlie off early. Only 5 days until the next game. Yeah. Carroll on Wardlaw. Yeah. Wonder if this is exactly how the team looks like on game day, but we'll see. Let me refresh. Aiden, I'm not going to the game now since Pitto's playing. I was skeptical of a loss. Now because he's in, we're guaranteed to lose. Mate, are you not able to see any logic why he would play, knowing what we've just spoken about? Like, nothing at all makes sense why he would be playing. The opponent that we've got, like, nothing at all. Also, exactly. You're full of shit. You're so full of shit. You pretend to be mad and then you go, and I know you love it. No, we love Aiden. We love Aiden. He's just angry, but we still love him. Anyway, all right. Should we give away some prizes or what? Let's do it. Lemmy, Moya, etc. Okay, once the season is mathematically over. Matt, well, no. Okay, I'm not getting into this. You can't play 6 kids in one game and expect to win games. You just can't. Anyway, we're just not getting into this right now. Like, you either want to see the logic or you don't. All right. Also, they played the Bull Ants last week. Come on. One of the worst teams in the VFL ever. My God. Oh, it just shits me sometimes. Like, the lack of brain. Oh. All right. It's time to give away a prize. So, first prize. This is the June giveaway for the Blue Abroad members. So, signed match worn Guernsey by the great man Corey Durden. I'm going to be giving this away right now. Spin the wheel, and then afterwards. Sorry, Wayne. I know you're a Bull Ants member, but like I think you can also understand what I'm saying. Okay, Blue Abroad members and those of you who bought tickets to the Durden raffle, you are in and you are entered. And then I've got tickets to give away, level 2, thanks to the great man Nick from Horizon Finance Group. I'm going to figure that out afterwards. Those of you who want to enter, I'll show you how to do it after we give away this Guernsey. But for now, let's do it. Thank you very much to everyone who entered. Okay. I'm going to share my screen right now. Aiden, mate, chill. Honestly, just chill. You're not thinking straight. All right, good luck, guys. One of you is about to take home this Guernsey. Let's go. Wow. Fiona Brown. Fiona Brown, are you here? Congratulations. You win. Fiona Brown. Where you at? Where are you at, Fiona Brown? Oh, Fiona Brown. Okay. Oh, I don't have a phone number, but you don't need a phone number. That's okay. The next giveaway, you will need a phone number. Fiona, I'll be in touch with you after this show, but congratulations. You have won the signed match worn Corey Durden Guernsey. I'll be sending that to you. Thank you very much for being a Blue Abroad member. It is magical to have all of you as members. I really do appreciate it. I don't know if I say it enough, but thanks to everyone who is a member. You really do help support the channel in an incredible way. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to give away tickets to the game. So Nick from Horizon Finance Group, he's got 4 of them. We've done this before. Level 2 MCG, and he can't be there. He's also going to be in the President's Club function. So he's got his seats. He's offered them up to this community. So how did we do this last time again? I think I got you guys to write out your full name if you wanted to enter. So if you are a member of Blue Abroad and you would like to enter to win the 4 tickets for Saturday, level 2, write yes and your name now, and I'll take note of who's writing down the names. So if you're a member, you give me your name, I'll know so I can call you. So Peter Vlahos, I got you. Mighty Ard, what's your name? Like, what are you a member of Blue Abroad? Like, I need to know your name. Rachel George, I got you. Okay, Analia, I got you. Okay, Joanne. Oh, Jojo Bailey going again. Love it. JJ Sachs. Dione, got you. Carly Main. Okay. Steph Morish. So got you. Edward, member 123. Gotcha. Yep. Oh, that's what I should have done. I should have done your membership number. All right. I actually know that now for next time. That's perfect. Aiden, you know what? I will put you in. I will. And I hope you win so I can call you on the stream and blast your ass, man. Pito's playing, so we're going to lose. Why? How? How does that make sense? You know what? I'm going to get you in this stream anyway. I want you to tell me that you're not going. Look me in the eye and lie to me one more time. No, big fella, we love Aiden. He's just mad. That's all. Dean, I got you, mate. Michelle Brown, I wrote you. Steph, yep. Edward, Kylie, Dione, JJ Sachs, Biko, got you. Almost forgot you. Joanne, Analia, Rachel, Mighty Yard, which is Ed, Peter Vlahos, I got you. Rachel George, okay, cool. Ben Burton, I'll give my tickets to Aiden if I win. Amazing. Hilarious. John, I've got 4 Medallion Club tickets for Saturday to give away. So if you're interested, type yes and your name so I know. If you only want 2 tickets, I'll spin again. I will spin again until we get rid of them. So I'm going to call you and ask you if you want all 4 or if you want 2. And yeah, Josh, I got you. No, just for Blue Abroad members. That's part of the shtick of being a member. You get access to all the giveaways that we do, no matter what they are. Like, this one was just like, it just happened to come up. You know, when I get random ticket offers for people that can't go, I offer them as a giveaway to the members. Aiden, I will not rig the wheel. You're going to see your name here. All right. Spin that wheel. Are we ready to spin the wheel? Last call. Anybody else want to enter? 4 tickets, Medallion Club, Saturday afternoon, MCG. See the Blues pump the Roos by, 23 points and run meltdown. Aiden can have yours as well. You can't go. All right. These are the names I've got written down. Peter, Vlahos, Rachel George, Analia, Joanne, JJ Sachs, Dione, Kylie Main, Steph Morish, Edward, Aiden, Michelle Brown, Dean Macbeth, Biko, Benny Burton, Josh White. Is there anybody else? Annalise, all right, I'll get you in here. All right. Annalise. Okay. Okay. What are they not lose it? Why, bro? Like, why? You know you're choosing to be angry, yeah? Like, it's a choice. Congratulations, Aiden, calling it now. All right, final call. Are we done? We're done. Okay, I'm going to spin the wheel. There's 16 names. It's great odds. It's great odds to win a competition, not going to lie. Okay, add a logo, enable sound, add a title. All right. Oh, why do I want this to be Aiden? I just want it to be Aiden. Sort of. All right. 16 of you in the draw. Let's play. Benny Burton. Benny, are you here, mate? Benny. Hilarious. 0419.
Hello, Aiden speaking.
What's going on, Aiden?
Good, mate. Good. Happy to take this 40.
Oh, mate, how good.
Yeah, it was meant to be. Aiden, in all seriousness, I am sorted for this game. So if Aiden does want it, I think for the good of the abroad community, he should get the tickets.
So you want me to call Aiden next?
I think so. If the chat's happy with that,
Hey,
I am sorted for tickets, and I think it would be right.
you know what? You win. You won the draw. I'm going to call Aiden right now, and he can tell me what he wants to do. If he wants to take 2 or 4, and we'll go from there.
That sounds good.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Benny.
Cheers, mate.
See you, mate. Aiden, pick up the phone or click the link and get in here. I would love you to click the link and get in here. Please. Otherwise, I'm calling. So you tell me what you prefer. That is brilliant. You can't click the link? What do you mean? Okay, fair. I'll call you. Hello, is this Aiden? Hello, is this Aiden?
Of course it is.
How you going, mate?
I'm not too bad.
Congratulations. You have graciously been gifted the opportunity to take tickets to the game, Medallion Saturday. Mate, what a community, eh?
Yeah, what a brilliant community.
Yeah.
What a beautiful community.
Yeah, it's a shame that we don't have a team that's winning every week by 100 points, because otherwise, like, wouldn't that just be perfect?
Yeah, I know. They make everything beautiful.
What would you like to do? Would you like to take all 4? Would you like 2 of them?
I mean, it'd be pretty selfish of me just to take them, considering I didn't win. But what does the chat reckon?
No. You have the choice has been given to you. Benny won, and he said give them to Aiden and let him decide.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like it's a bit unfair. But let's see what the chat reckons, if I can take it or not.
You should take big fella. Like,
yeah,
do you have 4 people like that you could get a crew together with, or?
I normally go with my dad, but yeah, I guess people want me to take them, so yeah, if I can, I'll just take 2, whatever.
Take 2, and then I'll spin again for the other 2 for someone else.
Yeah, and if it lands on my name, then I'll nominate big fella.
Or how about I just take your name out of the draw, so that way it doesn't land on your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, I'll get 2 tickets to you. That's very nice, mate. You know what, mate? That's very selfless of you. Maybe we need a little bit more of that from the boys on the field. A bit more selfless football.
Yeah, a bit more risk, a bit more like fastness, even though that's probably not even a word. A bit more hunger.
Well, can we just unpack something for a minute? Can I unpack something with you?
Yeah, go on.
What is so bad about Pito playing, knowing that we've got 3 games in 11 days and we're playing against Sherry? What's so bad about it?
PDK did the solo role when we last played them, and then Lewis was pinch hitting.
Again,
I don't get the point of playing Pito net.
Okay, so you might have not heard me. We've got 3 games in 11 days. Got to manage it, right? Big bodies. No Harry.
No. No, Harry? Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right, fine. We'll play Pito.
I don't know, man. Like game hasn't happened yet. Like, you know what? If he flops, fine, but he hasn't flopped yet.
I'm praying he has a legacy game. Kicks 3 goals, has 10,000 touches and 15 billion hitouts.
I just hope he belts the shit out of Sherry a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to say anything too bad about Sherry because I don't want to get this show cancelled. But I'll keep that to myself. Anyway.
All right. Congratulations, you've won 2 tickets. We'll sort you out, and then we'll go from there.
The person that nominated me, thank you very, very much.
That's Benny Burton. He got it.
All right. Thanks, Benny.
All right, Aiden. Good stuff, mate.
All right. Thanks. See ya.
See ya. It's never the same energy when I call him. Nah, that's good stuff. Benny, that's really nice of you. So Aiden and his dad are going. So there's now 14. Oh, you're right. I think I just saw Debbie. No, I didn't. Thank you for reminding me. I'll put Debbie's name in here. Debbie. All right. So now there's 15. Now there's 15 of you. All right. Aiden's going. I've got 2 more to give away. So let's do it. All right. Dione, take you out. All right. Dione. Okay. So now there's 14. True, you can't come from bank. Well, you could always give them to someone. All right, here we go. Oh, all right, Analia, you needed 4. All right, if it lands on you, I'll spin again. Kylie Main. Amazing. I actually spoke to you this week. That's crazy. Literally called you the other day.
Hello.
Hello, Kylie.
Terry, how are you?
So good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of cooking dinner.
Oh.
Yeah, good.
No worries. I'll be very quick.
Yeah.
Would you like 2 tickets, level 2 this
Are
week?
you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, absolutely. I would love it. My daughter will be over the moon.
That's what it's all about.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe it when your name come up and was calling me. I was like, no way.
It was weird because
I never win anything.
Well, hey, when you're a member of Blue Abroad, you're a chance.
Oh, absolutely. See, that's what happens. You've got to have faith being a Blues supporter.
Well, that's true. That's true.
You've got to have faith. So, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And thanks to, will we be sitting next to Aiden and his dad?
You absolutely will be.
Aiden, you better bring the positivity, I'm telling ya.
You look after him for us.
I absolutely will. My daughter thinks that I'm just a crazy Carlton screamer and whatever anyway. So I'll get him in the right frame of mind.
Love it. That is amazing.
Celebrate all the good parts, not the bad, the positives, the good stuff.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thanks Terry. Thanks everyone. I'm so excited.
No worries. I'll send you a text after the show and get your proper email for your Ticketek account. I think it is this week, and then we'll get them sorted for you.
Thanks, Tez.
All right. See ya.
See ya. Bye.
That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about right there. Magic of football. All right. That is a feel-good call. Bit of spirit. I really, that's what's needed. Aiden won't be saying a word. out of line. Do I reckon the players know about? I hope they don't. Some of the shit you write on Twitter is wild. I hope they don't know who you are. All right. Let me get the teams up one more time. There's your teams. Pitto in, Hudson O'Keefe out. Comben in, Callan Dawson out. Saturday, 1:20 p.m. Carlton, North Melbourne. Guys, have the best night. I will not be doing a game day stream because it's an early game, but I will see you for the fan camps, and let's just hope we're talking about 3 wins in a row. All right? Have a great one. Sending all the love. Go Blues.